prosthetics and everything.
Rolling.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast.
Week 2.
They let us back on the air. This episode of Unproductive Nerds comes sponsored by giraffes. One of them's gonna get you.
Is that a Futurama reference?
No. Anyway.
Yeah.
We made it back somehow.
And I'm here. This week's guy.
Let's do a round the table.
Shut up. Okay. I am your host, Rhiannon, and of course I am again joined by my co-hosts, Jack.
The greatest man alive. Continue.
And John.
The greatest man ever to be alive.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
And this week we are joined by our friend Killian, who sadly wasn't able to make it last week, so we hope he'll join us in future episodes.
Brand new
I'm going to try and be regular, but I probably won't be, but...
Shiny new Killian. Brand new Killian.
Brand new host.
And tell us, if you like him more than John, it's cool, we'll replace him. Make him a constant thing. Sorry, John.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we coexist?
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we
Guys,
be
we got a
friends?
copyright strike. Calm down. Also, the reason we can't be friends is because I said, let's shoot this in the morning, and an hour later you turned up.
To be fair,
Everybody
I
else
was
turned
half
up.
an hour late.
You were half an hour late, you were 15 minutes late. I got here 10 minutes early.
Shut up.
I was alone for like an hour and a half waiting with the podcast. You're like,
Which is just getting you ready for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's...
You'll always be alone.
Oh.
Sorry, got too real. Too real.
Okay, so...
Can I just insult people like Lemony Snicket and have a good time without you bringing me down?
You're too harsh on Lemony Snicket.
But he's a weird walrus-looking man.
He's great.
Leave
He's
Lemony Snicket
amazing.
Okay.
His books aren't even that good.
No.
Alright, we're not going to talk about a series of unfortunate events because we talked way too much about it last week.
I just don't like Patrick Warburton.
Why not? I just love the way he shouted B in the B movie.
That was pretty good. Do you like jazz?
Like
jazz.
Has anybody seen the version of the B movie where they just cut out all the B's? It's like 16 minutes long. It's great.
It's shorter than the B movie, but every time someone says B, it's the entire Nutshack theme song. But every time someone says Nutshack, it cuts to the entirety of Shrek. But every time Shrek appears on screen, it cuts to the beginning of the B movie.
Oh, it's so good.
I think we're getting off topic.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and you have a list of stuff that we're talking about. Go on.
So,
get that pen to the
this
list of
week
yours.
we are going to mainly talk about X-Men, considering Logan is going to be released soon, so...
Woo! If anybody wants to send us press passes, yes. We will watch it, and I will cry.
On our second podcast, that like two people...
We'll encourage all our listeners to go to it.
Listeners, if you hate Lemony Snicket as much as I do, send us money to see Logan.
We have 27 listens.
Hashtag I hate Lemony, pay for Logan.
Or even if you do like Lemony Snicket, just put on the hashtag I love Lemony, pay for Logan. Or if you're just sort of, you don't even know who Lemony Snicket is, hashtag who is Lemony Snicket, pay for Logan.
Go to our Patreon. We really need the money.
Do you have a Patreon, Jack?
We're gonna make a Patreon page where the goal is just pay for Logan.
Pay for Logan.
Can we just get like 6 cinema tickets for Logan?
We're just poor. Just give us money.
Alright, anybody got any news they want to start with?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Batman.
Oh, we got so much Batman to talk about. Mind if I start?
You should go.
Alright. So, Lego Batman came out 2 weeks ago, and it's fucking amazing. It's the best Batman movie since The Dark Knight. But the director of that has now been kept on by Warner Brothers to do a Nightwing film, which is the best possible news I could have heard from Warner Brothers.
Lego Nightwing?
Good.
No, normal Nightwing.
Oh, cool.
How great is that, right?
Haven't seen the movie yet, so...
Am I the only one in the room who's seen Lego? You've seen it, haven't you, Killian? I'm the only one who's seen Lego Batman. It is the greatest Batman movie apart from The Dark Knight. Better than every other Batman
We could
movie.
probably debate that.
No, you
I haven't
cannot.
seen it yet, so I can't.
Oh my god.
I think movie fights are copywritten. Damn you, screen junkies.
This is movie battles.
This is movie brawl. No, this is film scuffle.
Oh, there we go.
That's not copywritten.
Hi, I'm Andy Signor. Welcome back to Film Scuffle.
No, not Andy.
Wait, who are we from Screen Junkies? Can I be Dan? Please.
I'm just going to be Max Landis.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Wait.
He might as well be.
Wait, am I...
Rihanna, who do you want to be?
Wait, can I be Kevin Smith? No, I don't want to be Kevin Smith. Who's a good fighter that isn't Max Landis?
Dan Merle?
Dan and Max are the only...
You know, fucking I
really
want Dan Merle now.
Yeah, to be honest,
I know.
I really,
I'm a Dan Merle.
I only really watch movie fights when one of them is in it.
Yeah, the other ones are kind of bad.
Did you see the Comic-Con one when they put him up against... We're off track again, fucking... Alright, back to Nightwing.
But
We
yes,
have a podcast discussing other podcasts.
Who do we think should play Nightwing?
That's so hard.
I think Nightwing should be played by Chris Pine, if we can get him 20 years ago.
Okay, so we do a Back to the Future. Pick up young Chris Pine.
Teenage Chris Pine.
Marty McFly, speaking of Back to the Future, what's his name? Michael J. Fox. He used to be a good, like, when he was young, not now.
Alright, so we go back. Now we're going back 30 years.
Just holding the electric baton. They're shaking really badly and he keeps electrocuting himself. And to be honest, the taserings are just going to make the shaking worse.
That's how you play it off. Like, I've shocked myself so many times I can't move straight.
Hey, if Michael J. Fox is comfortable joking about it, I think we can get away with it.
I would like that. He'd be good.
Alright, Rhiannon, who's your choice for Nightwing? Who's modern day? That we don't need time travel.
Shit. You know what? Like Tom Holland. Let's cast him in everything.
The wee Tom Holland.
What's little Tom Holland doing?
I don't know.
He's a Nightwing.
What's Tom Holland been up to now? Has he been dressing up in blue and black latex and punching all the people from the circus?
He was a Spider-Man last time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Tom Holland's been all over the alleys. He's been all the superheroes.
Stop stereotyping our people, guys.
Anyway,
there really isn't that many actors who
you know who would have worked well, actually? And controversial choice, but he's already the Flash. Grant Gustin. He's got that skinny kind of lanky build.
He's a bit he's kind of
funny,
I think.
He's got like the fun demeanor for a Nightwing.
Yeah, he'd actually be good.
Nightwing's more of an acrobat though, so he's
but he's got the hair as well. Yeah. Do you really think Grant Gustin can run that fast? We get double.
He looks like more of a runner, but he's good. I like him.
Grant Gustin looks like he'd be out of breath if he ran for like more than 3 minutes. He's a sad nerd like the rest of us.
Yeah. True.
Sorry, Grant Gustin, I love you. You're my favorite Flash.
In case you're listening to our
Grant Gustin, our avid listener. I'm sorry.
Obviously, what else is he going to be doing between episodes?
Yeah, it's do the Flash.
In a similar vein, I think a good Nightwing would be Kevin Smith.
Present day Kevin Smith.
To be honest, present day Kevin Smith is the same as 20 years ago. Kevin Smith.
Sure.
He's wearing the exact same outfit.
If you can get Jay Muse as Damien.
Oh, we're not having a Damien Wayne. He can be Tim Drake.
No, I
don't want to. He's my least favorite.
I'll pitch it to you, right?
Jason Todd. Make him red.
I like Jason Todd's problem.
Jason Muse as who's Batman Beyond again?
Oh,
Terry McGinnis. Terry McGinnis.
And we get Kevin Smith as old man Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's just let himself go in his old age.
Kevin Smith isn't that old.
He's like 45.
Yeah, but
he's 46. I listen to all his podcasts. But I think if you put him grey around the temples and he's got the beard, so that.
But yeah, old man Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond is meant to be like mid to late 70s.
Yeah.
They do that flash forward episode when he's like in his late 80s and he's like shriveled.
You put him grey at the temples. That's all you have to do. I like the idea of trying to squeeze Kevin Smith into a Batman suit for like one scene.
Speaking of, you know how the last episode of Justice League Unlimited was just Batman Beyond? They did a finale for Batman Beyond. It's just really nice because the last bit is Terry is going out to go Batmaning, and it's after he finds out that he's actually Bruce Wayne's clone. Spoiler alert. And
I didn't know that.
Terry is actually Bruce's clone.
Which puts the show into a whole new life.
This is the really messed up bit. It turns out Amanda Waller cloned Bruce Wayne from a bit of blood they found in a crime scene.
The world needs a Batman at all times.
Yeah,
I love how
that's the stupidest.
But not a Superman.
But then artificially inseminates Terry's mother with Bruce Wayne's DNA.
And her plan was that when Terry turned 8, they would murder his parents.
So he'd become a Batman.
Give him the funding and let him become a Batman.
Is this just in Justice League Unlimited?
Yeah, for some reason, as fate would have it, he'd end up at Bruce Wayne's doorstep anyway.
Yeah, just completely random. Happenstance.
Anyway,
how good is the Justice League animated stuff?
Oh, and it's.
I'm taking this off topic here, but it's.
Jack!
There's this bit where Amanda Waller says, like, "Where did you get the DNA to clone Bruce Wayne?" He says, "Well, as it turns out, Bruce Wayne went around leaving his DNA all over town." And Terry just raises his eyebrow at her, and she goes, "Not like that."
Bruce Wayne just jacks off all over the place.
No, I think.
What do you think he does before every fight?
I think it was meant
get him in the mood.
No, he only does that.
I love justice.
He only does that on Thursday evenings on top of his neighbour's sprinklers.
Bruce Wayne jacks off to bats.
But it's not guano, Alfred, I'll be honest.
What do you think bat guano looks like? How do you think you could confuse?
I imagine they're in a dark cave and Alfred steps in a gooey substance. He's like,
okay.
Lost the Bruce. It's a lot of guano. It's
there,
guano.
Okay. Whoop, there it is.
Okay, Matt Reeves is directing the Batman officially,
and Ben Affleck's not out yet. We haven't scared him off yet.
I hope.
What do we think of this?
Ben Affleck Ben Affleck is a really good Batman, and I don't want him to leave.
He's not going to leave now. I think
he's a great Batman. He just looks the part.
And he's also just good at Batman.
Yeah.
Like, Christian Bale was a really good Bruce Wayne, but his Batman was a bit silly.
Where are the drugs going?
And Ben Affleck
Where's the trigger?
Ben
Harvey
Affleck...
dead. Can we trust him?
Scary face, Harvey face, and put them both together, Two-Face. There we go. What have you done with Scary Face and Harvey Face?
They're dead. Wait, Mr. Fishy's dead? No. Anyway, fucking back to Batman.
If you give me a shot, I'll riddle you. Is it a helicopter? But anyway,
Mr. Wayne, did you try helicopter?
that's what I said.
Oh my
I get the
God.
feeling a bit that Ben Affleck might, like, Matt Reeves is going to direct it, but Ben Affleck might be still controlling things.
Oh, yeah. It's Ben Affleck.
Which is not,
Actually,
I'm not sure about that.
No, he won't be. I don't think he will.
No.
Because Ben Affleck is a great director, and he should step in at those moments. But if he didn't step in and stop Zack Snyder, he's not going to stop Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is a man who knows what he wants.
No, Affleck's going to be too busy because he's going to be in the bay. Sitting in the dock of the bay. Watching the tide roll away.
Wait. You want to team up with me? My one power is...
I have a lot of money.
That's it. That's all I do.
Hey, if you were a newsie, what newsie would you be? I'm not any of the characters from the musical The Newsies. Are you crutchy? I'm not crutchy. I'm getting a strong feeling that you'd be crutchy.
He's totally crunchy.
If you're listening to this and you're confused, don't worry, you're not alone. I don't know what they're talking about.
At the Batman.
I just normally nod and laugh. Just let them
Just
go at
smile
it.
and
You know?
wave, yeah.
I'm also pulling up stuff on my computer.
Smile and wave.
And hence why I'm not saying
Smile and
none.
wave.
Back to Batman again, because I love going back
We
to
haven't
Batman.
left Batman.
We haven't left Batman. We're still
Rise
on
of the
it.
Planet of the Apes is a really good movie.
So what you're saying
Cloverfield is a very good movie. So I think this Matt Reeves directing Batman.
So,
Cloverfield's good.
Batman stands
I like
movie.
10 Cloverfield Lane more.
We go for a character that we haven't done in the DC universe yet, apart from TV. Gorilla Grodd. Batman versus
It's like
Gorilla
you sent me
Grodd.
that scene in the Flash earlier.
Alright, listeners, if any of you watch The Flash, you'll know what I'm talking about. But this week's episode is Escape from Gorilla City. Where they go to Earth 2, they're in a big gorilla city, and they're brought to the fighting coliseum, where the Flash has to fight Solomon, the big white gorilla, who's the leader of Gorilla City, and it's fucking amazing.
Isn't that Ultra Humanite?
No, you're thinking of another gorilla again.
Okay.
We have several gorillas, John.
There's Gorilla Grodd, Monsieur Mala, and Solomon, and the Ultra Humanite.
Yeah.
So there's 4 intelligent gorillas.
Yes.
And 3 of them can talk.
And a city full of other intelligent gorillas, just in case they run out.
Monsieur Mala usually can't talk, but my favourite version of Monsieur Mala is the version that can speak in a French accent.
Wait. Detective Chimp.
Detective Chimp is not a gorilla.
He's still a telepathic ape. Wait, no, he's not telepathic. He can just talk, can't he?
He's just smart.
And all of these in DC Universe.
Yes.
That's a lot of gorillas.
Well,
Detective Chimp shows up in Injustice,
Detective Chimp.
like the super serious Injustice, and there's a bit where John Constantine is driving a car and he turns around and Batman and Detective Chimp are sat next to each other and he just bursts out and Batman gets pissed at him, but then Detective Chimp says, "You're a grown man dressed as a bat and I'm a talking chimp that's dressed like Sherlock Holmes. Let him have this."
There's a great moment in that, though, when they set up Detective Chimp, where Batman's like, I can't crack this case. I don't know who the Spectre is. I have to go to the world's second greatest detective. And it just cuts to Detective Chimp, like, eating a banana.
Would we sacrifice Suicide Squad 2 for a Detective Chimp movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Who do you team Detective Chimp up with, apart from Batman? Because that'd be too easy.
I think you could do a good
Regular
buddy cop.
legs, man. Detective Chimp would be Detective Baby Legs.
Oh, no, okay.
Well, I finally accepted that I need a regular legs partner. Thanks, regular legs.
No problem, baby legs. Anytime. Fuck Rick and Morty's great.
Rick and Morty season 3.
See, I love the first episode was us making actual jokes. Now we're just ripping off stuff we love for jokes.
Yes,
and I'm
we are.
fine with that.
This podcast cannot stay on topic at all.
Anyway, back to what I was saying about The Flash. The newest episode is in the arena, and it's like World War Hulk, basically, where he's Planet Hulk, where they're fighting in the arena gladiator style. And it doesn't get any better. Like Planet Hulk mixed with talking gorillas, mixed with The Flash.
It'd probably get better if
Flash,
that
Planet
show
of the
had
Apes. and Planet Hulk.
It'd probably be better if that show had a decent budget and could do proper CGI.
No, I love one thing on that actually is they don't have enough budget to animate the gorilla's lips the whole time because they've got the model, but they can't animate him talking all the time. So most times they'll just get another actor to talking about, oh, he's using his psychic powers to control him and talk through him. He's standing right there. We know he can talk. Just let him talk.
Anyway,
just conspicuously don't show his face.
Okay,
yeah,
Rhiannon,
just like
get us back on
Sorry, Rhiannon.
You guys put me in charge. I'm confused. There's the first reviews of the new Wonder Woman movie.
It's gonna be shit.
the reviews.
Well, like,
It's not coming out for like 4 months.
first look, you know, the premiere kind of
That's cool.
shit. I've forgotten the word for it, but you know.
What's the story?
Review copies, I guess.
No, it's
All the really early ones of the DC movies, they're always good. So you get
Yeah,
your hopes
yeah,
up,
see, these
and then
things
the
are
actual
actually
reviews
pretty-
come out.
I'm gonna get real
Good.
dark for a moment because we're light humor so far, but DC is an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
No matter how many times they beat me, I'm like, I'm done. This is it. Batman v Superman
No
is the last one.
matter how many times DC walks into your house and starts beating your mother.
You're like, no, this is it. This is the last time. I can't let those bastards get away with it. The Suicide Squad was too far. I'm not going back. But then, I know I'm gonna come crawling
Then-
out and like, baby, I'm sorry. We're gonna make Wonder Woman real good. I'm like, all right, I'm giving you one more chance.
But then you walk back into the house and Snyder's holding the belt again.
Wonder Woman is.
How did you get those bruises? I fell down the stairs.
I feel like we can already kind of write off Justice League. It's not going to be good. It might be
No,
like.
it's not.
It might be like.
I would
good
watch
for Zack Snyder.
I would
but not
prefer
good.
Justice League if the whole movie is just 2.5 hours of them fighting parademons. Don't even try the story anymore. It's not worth it.
You're not going to get it right anyway. Yeah.
Plus,
Story?
all these characters are real murdery anyway, so I am fine with them killing aliens as long as they're not killing people.
I'd be complete. I mean, even in the Justice League animated show, which, like, they had a bit where Batman accidentally causes a guy's death and then has a breakdown over it because he feels responsible.
Yeah, when
and
he
then,
blows up the White Martian ship in the first episode, that's fine.
yeah, and then they just, like, when Darkseid shows up, he's killing parademons like it ain't nothing.
How good is that scene where Darkseid fires the Omega Beam?
And he dodges.
He's leaping over parademons, and then he grabs one and
Throws
chucks
it onto
away.
the ground so the Omega beams hit the parademon, and then
Darkseid just slaps him out of the way.
it wasn't murder. Doesn't count as murder. Parademons aren't people.
Why won't you stay down? That man, he won't ever stay down.
And then they get the world of cardboard speech.
I love that speech so fucking much.
Yeah, we gotta stop Jack before he does the whole world of cardboard.
I will do the
my-
whole speech.
No.
Everybody go look at the
No.
Superman World of Cardboard speech.
It's really good.
It's so
When
good.
the time comes, Jack, I will allow you to recite that.
Alright, now, as I promised the listeners last week, let's talk about how much I hate the Joker.
No.
The who?
Not the Heath
Not the Heath Ledger Joker.
Oh boy.
The Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Oh, I didn't
Hate him.
I didn't mind him.
I didn't hate him. I thought he was
so
fine.
much.
I
I didn't think it was great, but like I would thought
It's a different style of Joker.
when he was in there, I was like, yeah, these are good parts.
He's
of
a
the
real
movie.
rapey Joker. He's real.
Yeah.
He's touching and feeling. He's like,
Well, that's interesting. Like,
Well, every
would you die for me, badass?
I mean, you.
I mean, I know he didn't pause for that long, but to me, he's just like,
I thought you loved the Dark Knight Returns Joker, and that one is super rapey.
but only towards Batman because he loves Batman. When he's with Catwoman, he's like, my God, Selena, you've gotten fat.
Well, that's because he's. I mean, he is meant to be gay.
Oh yeah,
he?
towards Batman.
In Dark Knight Returns,
In many
the Joker
ways,
is
are we-
super
Your
gay.
homosexuality.
I read that. And I didn't.
He's like single target sexuality. The only person he's attracted to is Batman, and he's like full on in love with him.
In many ways, aren't we all a little gay for Batman? Just a little bit.
If you say
But
you wouldn't
unfortunately-
marry Batman, you're lying.
Nobody's gay for Mole Man.
Fucking roll that.
Yep. Simpsons. We've gone from Marvel to DC to.
You can reference anything.
It was the
but
best
yeah.
of times.
It was the blessed of times.
What do you mean the blessed? Oh God.
It was back in 1992. We had to say diggity because the Russians had stolen our word 20.
I never tell you about the time Godzilla attacked. Alright, now
This was back during the Cola Wars.
back to Wonder Woman because we're going through history.
Yeah.
Anybody see what Ares looks like? They cast a guy, didn't they? Who'd they cast?
Yeah, I don't know who they call.
John, Google.
Shit, I didn't. find
Anyway,
out.
Ares looks like he's wearing a big skull head, and it might be a goat one.
That's
I'm
I like
pretty
that.
sure it's a
Have you seen
sheep
it?
one, considering Aries is
Ram's head.
the zodiac sign for Ram.
That's
Fucking
a.
nerd.
I-
I'm sorry.
I'm a nerd because I know the zodiac signs.
I think that's a different Aries.
1 second. I have a picture of him here. Although for the listeners at home who aren't, we're not showing a picture of him too. Everybody at home, go look up what Ares looks like. But
there's a lot of homework involved in this podcast.
Yeah, it's
like how many? You're the only one who does it, but how many times have you said, "Okay, stop the podcast and look up this thing"?
Look up how ugly Lemony Snicket is for a moment.
Lemony Snicket is a nice man. Don't do that to him. And
really? Does Lemony Snicket do good things for you, John?
He's slightly chubby. It's not like it's not a serious weight problem, and he's not a weird looking.
Are you
person.
talking about Patrick Warburton?
No, we're talking
Patrick
about
Warburton's the best.
We're talking about the actual person at Lemony Snicket.
No, Lemony Snicket's actually nice. I'm just being a dickhead.
We're talking about the
You're
novelist.
like a real dickhead on this podcast.
I'm a real dickhead in real life.
We're talking about when we say Lemony Snicket, we're talking about the author Daniel Handler.
Yeah.
Daniel Handler is his name.
Can you get a picture of him up there?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Show the exact picture you showed me last time.
Okay.
And you tell me he doesn't look like Mr. Potato Head with Goyer.
That's really mean.
I nearly said Goyer like David S.
Creep with him,
Goyer.
John.
You agreed with me. Plus, after
this is what
every scenario we know I'm right about it.
Oh god, yeah.
He's kind of pulling. He's kind of.
Can you recreate those noises you did? You said, "Oh God!"
This is a better picture of him. See, he was pulling a face.
Let me look.
Yeah, just go into the general pictures of him and see them all together.
Oh my god.
You know, like to be fair, that's just one really bad picture of Lemony Snicket.
That's
his
not,
neck
that
gone?
one isn't that bad.
Looks like. All right. Anyway,
fine
I'm gonna Google pictures.
Why
of
do we
Lemony
spend so much
Snicket.
time talking about Lemony Snicket?
No.
welcome back to Unproductive Lemony.
I was supposed to do
Yeah, we are the unproductive nerds. We don't get shit done.
Alright,
Can't even get this.
what else is happening in
Get the
news?
podcast done.
Audience, I'm going to be honest with you. We're not going to cover all the news. There's too much news for us to cover. Well, there's probably not too much news.
we
We
can
could
fly
do all
through
the news, but we're just going to do the stuff we
You
like.
know
The
what? We
stuff
can fly
enjoy.
through it, and I'll try and keep you guys on track, even if I have to scream at you.
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. What do you think? How is it looking?
Am I the only one who actually wants one? 'Cause
No,
I'm not gonna buy one.
it's like the size of a PS Vita, and I kind of want one.
I
but I'm
actually
also
do-
one of
I
the 4
actually do
people who
want one.
bought one. I'm one of the 4 people who bought a PS
Wait,
Vita.
you bought a PS
You
Vita?
bought
Yeah, I'm one of those
bought
4
one?
guys.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Daniel Handler's net worth is $3 million. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
So he doesn't
Just
care
a
what
fun
you say
fact.
about it.
He's rich, he doesn't care.
Ares is being played by Remus Lupin from Harry Potter.
Oh, no way.
See? Told you it was a Harry Potter guy.
That's so cool.
David Thewlis.
That's so. Oh, that's such a.
Oh, please tell me he
such
has
a-
the wacky mustache.
What else is he?
he
Also,
does.
the dad from the Boy in Striped Pajamas.
Is he?
Is
Oh
he?
my god, is
Nazi
he?
Yeah.
dad?
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing a Nazi again.
What
wait,
else
no,
is
it's
he
World
in?
War One. It's
No.
not Nazi.
He was in Warhorse and The Theory of
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Why would you make a Wonder Woman in the years?
Oh,
that
and he's
didn't
in
have
he's,
Nazis?
he's in the Fargo TV show.
Oh, I still haven't seen that. I want to
I
watch.
need to get around to it.
Ewan McGregor, he plays twins in it, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Justice League trailer. Zack Snyder keeps telling us it's coming. I've seen 9 different stories on my Facebook feed over the last 3 days that just say, Justice League trailer, it's officially coming at some stage. So it's fucking Christmas. Everybody stop talking about it.
Yeah.
It's such bullshit.
Well, Christmas is always on the way.
Yes.
Justice League only comes around once. And,
Twice.
well, actually, no, to be fair, it's probably going to get, like...
Unless you're George Miller, in which case it never does.
No, it isn't.
How great would a George Miller Justice
Have
League?
you seen the stuff from that? I've read some of the script and it's amazing.
Ooh.
The costumes look. I don't think the costumes look brilliant, but the
For like
everyone
mid
said-
2000s, it looked good.
Yeah, but and George Miller is just.
Oh, amazing.
What a man.
Alright, there was more news. What were we going to talk about? X-Men. Has anybody seen... We're going to get on to Wolverine and Logan at some stage. Don't worry, dear listeners. Hang on. But has anybody seen the teaser thing for the new Hulk-Wolverine hybrid?
No.
It's
No,
real
actually.
fucking weird.
What
One
are
of
you
the...
telling me?
This comics, yeah.
Yeah, this is comics. One of the guys over at Marvel, one of the chiefs, I don't remember the name. I'm a DC man, not a Marvel fan. But...
It hurts me deeply.
Could have fooled me.
I'm a Marvel film fan. It's fine. Anyway, that's good enough. Basically, they tweeted this picture, which is like this big green Hulk figure
In a vat in Weapon X, and it's
With-
marked Batch H.
With
And he's got
Wolverine
Wolverine
claws.
claws. He's got Wolverine claws.
But if anybody's been following Marvel Comics, which I have, unfortunately, because fuck their shit now.
No,
They're
we
real
have
bad.
this conversation. They do good characters, and DC do better
but
stories.
they're killing all the good characters.
I know.
You,
I'm pissed.
What's Tony Stark doing right now in the Marvel universe? Not the cinematic universe, comic book universe.
Training a teenage protege?
Nope, he's in a coma.
Oh, nice.
That's just a hologram.
Nice one.
What's Bruce Banner doing?
Is he permanent Hulk?
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
What's Hawkeye doing?
Is he deaf? Is he
He's
still-
traveling the country trying to feel better about killing the Hulk.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
He's still deaf, though.
Yeah.
Marvel Comics seems so terrible.
What? Yeah, they're real bad. Let me keep going. What's Wolverine doing?
He's dead.
He's either being an old man or being a woman, and also being dead.
Being a woman?
When did a woman come out of?
Yeah,
Do you mean
X-23 is now Wolverine.
Oh, cool.
And I love that character. I love her, but I don't love her in the yellow suit. She looks real silly in the yellow suit. Yeah. Let's see.
Dakin in the corner, played by Ken Watanabe. Just
I'm pretty sure I remember reading somewhere of Wolverine in an alternate universe had a daughter with Elektra, and they had Wild Thing, which she was like able to make kind of, you know how Psylocke is able to make that kind of psychic energy sword. Yeah, she makes it, but it's 3 claws.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah, that is good. Yeah,
But they look like Elektra's
Psy.
Psy.
But her superpower is just singing the song Wild Thing really loud.
Alright,
Wild Thing.
what was I going to say?
By the way, can I just say, if X-23 became Wolverine, then Dakin would just feel really left out.
Oh, yeah.
I think Dakin's dead as well.
who's Dakin again?
No, he's alive because old man Logan meets Dakin, and there's a big moment where it's like, oh, it's going to be real nice and emotional. He's like, I have no clue who you are. Bye.
Dakin is Wolverine's son.
Japanese son.
Oh,
Yeah.
Half Japanese son.
And I was thinking we should have a Dakin played by Ken Watanabe. Just say he doesn't have a healing factor, so he just ages
when he's
early.
old.
So Ken Watanabe just shows up with the Wolverine claws like, hello, father.
isn't he already in the Wolverine?
Sabretooth.
Watanabe?
Oh shit, wasn't Ken Watanabe the main villain in the Wolverine?
Was he a Silver Samurai?
He should have been Dakin. It should have turned out
That should have been the reveal.
It should have turned out to have been Dakin.
Even the plane
I am
scene
your son.
where she's like, where she's on the plane with him, she's like, you know, I'm pregnant, right? He's like, what? No.
Oh shit! What?
Old Man Logan, we get Dakin in there. I read Old Man Logan, it's really
Like,
good, but I'll get back
Logan.
to that in a second.
Use protection.
Back to what's wrong with the Marvel.
Logan, Madam Hydra never told you what happened to your son. She told me enough. She told me you killed her. No, Logan, I am your son.
Logan, she never said what happened to your son. You killed her. Your son, Logan. Your son.
Oh, sorry.
It's cool, I'm kidding.
It's not the grammar part.
Back to my problems with the Marvel comics.
I like how they
They're
had Madam
bullshit.
Hydra, but they couldn't call her Madam Hydra, so they just called her
Deadpool had Bob from Hydra, they just couldn't call him that.
Yeah, they just called him Bob. I love that. So this is Madam. Just Madam. She's just Madam.
The problem with Marvel Comics now is they're all about events. Civil War 2, they were like, we gotta do an event to tie into the Civil War movie. Let's have Iron Man fight Captain Marvel in what's essentially the plot of both Winter Soldier and the Minority Report. There's an Inhuman, can predict the future, some people think we should use it, some people don't. It's complete trash.
Yeah.
Complete and utter trash. Captain America's Hydra now. Steve Rogers is Hydra, apparently.
Oh.
Fucking... Is anybody
How
else...
they explained around that though?
Oh yeah, it was a living cosmic cube, because fuck, why not? It's a
living
cosmic cube that turned
cosmic-
into a little girl because the Red Skull was so nice to it.
And then it's...
Works for the Red Skull because the Red Skull was so nice when he held it. He's
Okay,
like,
but-
my precious cosmic cube. That's how it happened.
That German accent was incredible.
It's the Red Skull. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That sounded Russian, but okay.
Anyway, one more. So they're just doing shitty events now. The new one they're doing is called Monsters Unleashed, which, because of that, you can't have a proper storyline. Spider-Man stories work over, say, 10, 15 issues. That's what a comic is. It's multiple issues that build into one story. But because every 6 issues there's some big bullshit event where he's got to fight Dracula or a big dinosaur man, then you can't tell a proper story. You're not getting good artists on because they're like, yeah, I have a story I can tell over 6 issues, but you're going to cut me off, so I have to do a time.
Yeah.
They're falling apart. Just for reference, the new one's called Monsters Unleashed, and they got to fight alongside the old Jack Kirby monsters. So, like, who's the big dinosaur one in green pants?
The
Fing Fang Foom.
Oh, Fing Fang Foom.
Oh my
Fang Foom
god,
is
bring
back.
Ping Pong Food.
I love Fing Fang Foom. I love saying the name Fing Fang Foom.
Think thank.
And there's a big mystery around why this kid can summon all the monsters. And can anybody guess what it is?
Is it because it's not real?
No, because he's an Inhuman.
Oh.
Are you struggling to breathe this
creative.
off? Because Marvel is shoving the Inhumans so far down my throat, I'm struggling to breathe.
In fairness to DC, their comics, like, they get a lot of shit, but I think their
DC
comics are actually good at the moment.
DC Rebirth is spectacular.
I haven't read
Oh,
much
so
of
it's
it.
not beautiful.
It's good enough he'd let it come into his house and slap his mother.
They could. Everything DC Rebirth has done so far is on point. They've nailed every character.
What about the bringing Watchmen into the DC?
What about the thing with Dr. Manhattan creating an entire universe?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, I prefer
That was dumb. That was dumb.
That was really
I
dumb.
prefer that to then the Flash was just a whiny bitch about his mother. I think he had lived with for 30 odd years.
But you love
but
that show.
They still could have just... They could have done something instead of that. Like, that's a go-to fan fiction.
No, but I like...
First person to get into DC. Like, Don't bring in Watchmen. Don't ruin them.
Yeah, Watchmen
DC have been ruining Watchmen since the day it came out.
Watchmen has to be a single contained whole. It can't get mixed up with everything else. Like if Night Owl met Batman, it would just be boring.
Yeah.
If Rorschach met the Question,
is it good for you in the suit as well? Does it feel better in the suit for you?
If Rorschach met the Question, things would get really awkward. Wow, we are weirdly similar, aren't we?
But tell me, you do...
Like, it'd be interesting, but it's a fan fiction thing.
I think you tell me you don't want to see Ozymandias fight Batman.
I really don't.
That would be such a great interaction.
No, it wouldn't.
It totally would be.
No,
it sounds awful.
They're both logical thinkers trained in martial art and are rich with awesome gadgets. I want to fucking see
what gadgets does Ozymandias have? He has
action figures of himself.
It's got karate chop motion when you press the button on the back. No matter how funny is it to imagine while Batman's fighting Ozymandias, it cuts to Robin trying to fight a tiger. Batman's fighting it easy, and it's like this big tiger thing just ripping Jason's knot apart.
You mean Bubastis?
The Lynx. Is it Lynx?
Lynx, yeah.
Is that it?
He's actually a genetically engineered lynx. That makes no sense in the movie.
And they don't set it up properly in the comic either.
The entire point
of a throwaway thing in like one of the...
it's still better in the comic, though.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Everything is better in the comic.
Well, I actually kind of prefer the whole blue energy explosion to a giant alien.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing.
It makes more sense because it does actually look like Dr. Manhattan did it.
The alien, when I read it the first time, I was so confused. I didn't get what it was going.
Keep in mind, Blue Skybeam wasn't cliche back then.
No.
It hadn't been done to death.
This was pre-Avengers, pre-Ninja Turtles, pre-Transformers,
Fantastic Four.
Pre-Suicide Squad.
Are we going to just keep listing Blue Sky?
There's a lot of them.
So many Blue Sky beams. But
Blue skies, man. Blue skies.
The entire point of introducing Bubastis in the comic was to set up that Ozymandias was good at, like, genetic engineering. Because if he could make a genetically engineered lynx, then he could make a giant one-eyed vagina squid. So...
I thought he wasn't the one behind the vagina squid, though. I thought they got somebody else to make it.
He created it.
I thought they got the artist guy behind the
whole point of having Bubastis was to set up that Ozymandias could do that because he was a weird, multicolored, giant lynx monster thing. But then in the movie, it's just... What is that? Why is it here?
Yeah. Is that a tiger? Is he a bloody tiger?
They don't reference it.
He blew up the tiger.
Yeah, Bubastis just shows up to get, like... in glorious slow motion and high detail gets evaporated by lightning.
I watched a video the other day about how Zack Snyder's terrible at scenes but great at moments. And that movie is the best highlights of that. Where he'll do a beautiful moment. Like the scene where it's Dr. Manhattan and he's coming over the thing in Apocalypse Now style, the Viet Cong are bowing to him.
Oh, yeah.
Great moment, but that scene is just kind of terrible altogether. It's just him describing the stuff. He's like... And then
it is an exposition, though.
1932.
It's an exposition.
Me and
yes, 1932, the year of the Vietnam War.
That's when I was locked in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Long, 6th year history student.
Hey, I'm an artist, not a history student.
You do history, and you're in 6th year, and
John, you're not 6th year. Shut up and go home.
I know.
Shut up and go home.
I know when the Vietnam War was.
I didn't serve 2 terms.
I know what the fucking Vietnam War.
I was in the 70s. I didn't serve 2 terms in Nam to come back to this shit. Also, speaking of Nam, how great is the Punisher? Can we just take a moment to talk about the Punisher?
Do you mean
the Daredevil Punisher?
Daredevil Punisher.
Daredevil Punisher was in the Gulf.
I know, he wasn't in Vietnam. Most Punishers are in Vietnam.
It really varies. It's like...
It's whatever war's happening, right?
It's generally just the most recent war that he could have been in.
Whenever they reboot Origins, I mean, take Iron Man, for example. Originally, it was...
The Chinese?
He was in Chinese war? He was in Korea.
Yeah.
No.
He was in Korea, and then...
Well, no, it wasn't the Chinese government. It was just, the Mandarin.
Oh,
yeah. The Mandarin, yes, the fruit man. Continue.
The Mandarin, who was a super racist character, so that when they did the cartoon, they just changed the Mandarin into an alien.
Actually, I've got a question about that. Does it count as a bad thing if you whitewash the Mandarin and get a white actor for it because it was such a racist stereotype?
No.
Ben Kingsley was white, wasn't he? Yeah.
Well, Ben Kingsley isn't white, but...
Is he not?
No.
He's closer to white than he is Asian.
Osama Ben Kingsley.
I'm gonna really quickly check.
Google that. Before we get really offensive,
I think Ben Kingsley is Asian, but let me just check.
Like Grant Gustin, Ben Kingsley is also a major fan of this podcast. Hello, Ben. How are you doing?
Sir Ben Kingsley.
Sir
Ben Kingsley.
He gets very
If you guys want to come on anytime, just give us a tweet or something.
Speaking of sirs, Going back to X-Men, which
Best
was
transition ever. I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, I'm amazing at this.
Actually, let's just have a half-hour conversation discussing, was the fact that Ben Kingsley wore blackface to play Gandhi racist?
He played Gandhi?
Yeah,
he
it was his
did.
most famous role.
Let me see. Show me a picture.
Hang on, I'll just get...
Welcome
back to our favourite segment. Is this racist?
Okay, he's half Indian, or half Pakistani.
Well, that's something.
God, John.
Better than nothing.
What race is The Rock?
He's Polynesian, I think.
Yeah, Polynesian.
Is it? Yeah.
So I look at him, I'm like, Mexican? No,
I know Jason Momoa is Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Moana yet, actually?
No, I haven't.
I watched it the other night, and it is amazing.
Seen what?
Moana.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Dwayne Johnson is Hawaiian.
Yeah, he's amazing in that. Holy shit. Fucking Disney Animation knocks it out of the park again. They could come into my home and beat my mother and fucking...
God damn it, Jack.
I'd be so impressed.
Yeah, I've talked to you about
it's my catchphrase. I have to use it, or otherwise all four listeners will be very offended.
Catchphrase.
Wait, do we have names of the podcast? Like, did the first one have a name?
I think it's just episode 1.
Well, I
think we should bring in names for
shit.
them.
Let's start titling these. Yeah, that'd be great.
Alright, X-Men. Alright, this one's
Here's
called
Ben Kingsley's Gandhi.
Oh, yeah.
Does that count as blackface?
That looks like...
You know who kind of...
That looks like Michael Keegan-Key in the epic rap battle history.
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key.
Is it?
Yeah.
Actually,
I didn't know.
Key from
Michael
Key and Peele has a new movie out, and it's supposed to be amazing. He goes to Georgia, I think, and meets this white family with his girlfriend, they're not told he's black beforehand. And he thinks it's going to be, these racists in the South. Except they're really upbeat about it. They're like, oh yeah, we voted for Obama. What school what neighborhood did you grow up in? It's real. It's what's that thing with the wives again? Where it's they're all perfect women. The Manchurian wife. You know the one where they go to a neighborhood and the wives are all perfect and reveal they're robots.
Oh, is that what Nicole Kidman?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a classic film. It's
This sounds incredible.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Stepford?
Stepford. It's the Stepford Wives. It's a Stepford Wives scenario, except it's with all the black guys. So he meets one other black guy there, and he's just like, "Hello, my friend. How are you doing today? Nice to see you in the hot sun." And it's revealed that they are racist, but in like a darker, meaner way. It's real cool. Everybody should get a chance to watch because it subverts your expectation of what's happening in the film.
That kind of sounds like the World's End.
Oh yeah, World's End. My dad loved the World's End up until the sci-fi twist.
Yeah,
I knew Nicole Kidman was in Stepford. Anyway,
you walk into the World's End. You don't know it's a robot movie or an alien movie, and for a while you don't know the robots are aliens.
Yeah,
they just seem like weird robots.
Spoilers. Edgar Wright films are great if you don't tell somebody it's an Edgar Wright film and just bring them to it.
Well, at the same time, it's really good to binge watch the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, those movies are so good.
Me and my dad watched Hot Fuzz last night.
I think it's the best one.
Yeah, that's definitely the best.
I've only seen Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, and they're both really close.
World's End isn't better, but it's as good.
I actually think Shaun of the Dead is the weakest of the three, and Hot Fuzz is the strongest.
I think the World's End is the weakest of the three.
World's End is slowest to start. World's End, I feel like you could have cut 10 minutes out of the start.
Yeah, but I think it did really well to hide the twist.
Okay. Oh, no spoilers.
We
spoiled it. They're robots.
I wasn't.
They're a bunch of robots.
There's robots all over the place.
Okay,
what's the robot?
Anyone want a fun fact about Stepford Wives?
No. Oh, please do.
It was directed by Frank Oz, aka Yoda.
What?
Yeah,
the wee fella.
The little Yoda.
Tom Holland.
The little green lad.
Leprechaun.
The little leprechaun with the
Back to our normal segment. What's Tom Holland doing?
I thought
Another frequent listener to the Unproductive News.
I thought this episode was going to be about X-Men.
Alright, let's do it.
How much time can we go?
We're at about 40 minutes to keep going. We got about half an hour to talk about X-Men.
Sure.
We're not in a rush this week.
We can go overboard.
We're gonna rank them.
Fuck yeah, let's rank them.
Well, shit, guys, let me start here. God, shut up.
Rhiannon, go. You're in charge.
Fuck off.
She's got real bad there. Holy crap.
Such language.
God, she's beating us. She's as abusive as a person as...
Rhiannon is literally hitting us
She's as an abusive girlfriend as DC is to us. She's beating and injuring us, guys.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If Rhiannon walked into my house and started beating my mother, I think I'd be okay with it.
Oh my god.
I hope none of our mothers ever listen to this.
I hope, Mom, if you ever hear this, I'd be comfortable with I'm gonna be honest. I'd be comfortable with Daniel Day-Lewis beating you up as long as I could just take a moment to appreciate him as a character.
John's mom might be comfortable with Daniel Day-Lewis beating you up.
I'd be comfortable beating up your mom as well.
Trina, if you're listening to this,
As long as you can
I'm sorry, Trina. If you're listening to this, there's an awful lot of actors I would let hit you. Trina's my mother's name. I never go with the mom or the mommy or the daddy thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No one calls their parents mommy or daddy.
Mommy.
Have you ever heard somebody say
Daddy.
it's the fucking grossest thing?
It is. I'm actually grossed out right now.
You can't see it, but I'm cringing real hard as I say it.
Oh, Jesus. No, that's
so
not
weird.
okay. That's not okay.
Anyway, back to X-Men.
Back to X-Men.
Just to start it off, it's Patrick Stewart has confirmed that he is retiring from the X-Men franchise along with Hugh Jackman.
Jackman said it before, but yeah, he announced it at a panel he was retiring, and I'm happy for him.
He's going out on a good note.
Patrick Stewart is an amazing actor. It looks like he's going to be really good in Logan, and I just want him to do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Star Trek Next Generation reboot.
All I want is for Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen to have a happy
married.
life. Well, actually, did you know that Ian McKellen was the minister at Patrick Stewart's wedding with his wife? Ian McKellen married Patrick Stewart and his wife.
That's nice.
That's nice. Anyway,
you know who else is nice? Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
have you ever seen the picture of them just kissing?
Yeah. They're cool guys.
That's real adorable. Anyway,
I love Ian McKellen.
It's like, you know that movie, The Bucket List, with
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. I know it only came out 6 or 7 years ago. I want a remake with Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
That'd be way better. Anyway,
and they're both the Jack Nicholson.
You're the Jack Nicholson now.
Actually, no, Ian McKellen would be the Jack Nicholson, and Patrick Stewart would be the Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You see, the worst thing about the X-Men movies, and they've written themselves into a corner again, where they can't pick a proper time to do a movie. They can't do a modern day film.
The timelines are so confused.
They can either do a past film or they can do a future film, but they cannot do a middle ground.
To be honest, all the present day films are kind of bad.
X2.
X-Men 1.
I thought we
X2
agreed.
is good.
I thought we agreed X2 was overrated, man.
Oh, it is.
It's not bad though.
I was watching it the other night, and I was like, God, I missed this movie.
It's fine.
I think.
But it's the best out of the trilogy.
I'm thinking another reboot.
No,
what?
They've already rebooted.
Let me pitch it.
How many actors said
You do it as House of M. You bring in a Scarlet Witch. No, you get Jean Grey to do it. She's a powerful Phoenix lady anyway. You do a House of M.
But wasn't the whole point of House of M that Scarlet Witch has magic powers and wished away the mutant powers?
True.
Whereas Jean Grey is just...
You can do a story that changes the universe again, and then at the end, you have to reboot it somehow. You reboot it, and you start in the modern day with a new team of X-Men. You recast again, and you just go from there.
Would anyone go see that?
I wouldn't.
I'd go see it more than I'd go see another... Let's see, what? Is it the 90s they're into now?
Yeah.
I think they're still in
the next one they said they're doing 90s.
The only reason I would watch a 90s X-Men movie is if the 90s X-Men movie theme song came on.
I'd be happy.
That would be good.
You know, I'd probably go see it if Sophie Turner wasn't playing Jean Grey. No offense.
She is not American. Don't speak with an American accent.
No offense to Sophie Turner.
I would have fine if she'd done Jean Grey British.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, it's sort of I don't see why they didn't just let Doctor Strange be English.
It makes no difference.
That really pissed me off.
I didn't see it.
They make Benedict Cumberbatch do an American accent.
Well, his English accent is his whole thing. It's
unnecessary.
Is it just me, or does he sound like Hugh Laurie from House?
Yeah. But Hugh Laurie can do an American accent.
After a few scenes, Cumberbatch, you get used to him. The first scene we stop noticing surgery, it's a bit weird, but after that, it's fine.
But it's to the end. You're just why didn't you just let him be English? Stephen Strange is one of those characters where his nationality is just the opposite of important because everyone's too focused on.
Apart from he's a white guy, he has to be a white guy from a middle class. No, sorry, from an upper class thing.
They race lifted Mordo.
Race lifted.
As in, they changed the race of.
Yeah, but with Stephen Strange, it's always the idea that he's an outside. Same with Iron Fist. Iron Fist
always
has to be a Caucasian white guy who goes somewhere like the Middle East or the West.
He has to go to the great foreign land of another dimension full of Tibetan monks, apparently.
Exactly.
Just Tilda Swinton.
Except they can't make it
Tibetan. Reasons. That was fine though because. Where was the ancient one originally from?
The ancient one was originally a very racist, stereotypical Tibetan monk, and I really
Tibet, was it? It was somewhere that
it was
one race said they couldn't have.
It was Nepal, I think.
Yeah, it was.
What's wrong
It's
with
Tibet because China don't recognize Tibet.
That's it. That was the thing.
That's the reason why they changed it. But like,
Well, the reason that they changed it was that
It's super racist.
in the original,
well,
like,
yeah, it's super racist
they,
too. But that's
like,
one of
especially
the-
Wong, like
be a Doctor Strange.
the character of Wong was originally the Chinese butler who spoke in a phonetically written accent, and they made him one of the best characters in the film.
He's real good.
They're originally debating whether or not to actually put Wong in the movie, but they did, and Benedict Wong is brilliant as Wong. Benedict Wong is great, and I love him.
Benedict Wong is great with Benedict as Wong.
He's in Jurassic World, isn't he?
He's in Jurassic World.
He's in Black Mirror.
He's in Black Mirror.
It's the worst episode of that season, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, he's good in it.
Yeah.
He was in that Marco Polo TV show on Netflix where he played Kublai Khan. He was great. And, of course, Benedict Wong's greatest acting achievement, he's the funniest character in the best episode of IT Crowd. He plays, what's his face? He's not -1. He's in the Countdown episode.
I haven't seen the IT Crowd.
Watch the IT Crowd.
I've only seen the first 2 seasons.
Watch the Countdown episode of the IT Crowd. Benedict Wong plays this mysterious, like, Morpheus from the Matrix style person
really?
who introduces Moss to the world of underground countdown. Street countdown.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
I like the idea they're in a back alleyway playing Countdown.
They do.
Oh.
The only thing about Street Countdown is there's no letter limit. You can just keep asking for consonants and vowels until eventually you both go, I think that's enough letters. And there's like 18.
Alright, back to X-Men again.
Play Street Countdown, please.
Back to X-Men. We'll go with the first movie. What do we think of the first movie?
Good.
I was watching it, but
brilliant.
like I know it came out like 2000, but it's so 90s. It's
Yeah.
so 90s.
I know people say this movie reinvented the superhero genre. I think Spider-Man 1 that came the year after reinvented the superhero
I
genre.
think maybe a combination of both. Although I will say, yeah, it's more like Spider-Man.
I mean, this X-Men is more Blade than it is any other superhero
But then again,
movie.
think about all those comic book movies we'd gotten pre-X-Men. I mean,
Tim Burton's Batman
But,
movies,
like,
which
Tim
are
Burton's
great.
Batman movies,
They're
but-
not.
Oh no, Tim Burton's
Not
Batman movie, and maybe the other one with
A little bit of the other one.
a little bit of the other
But
one.
like,
They put the bomb down the clown's
exception of
pants.
those few, like everything was like comic book. You know, like comic book movies were. Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 1.5 good Batman movies.
Yeah.
Like all.
We got 2 great
Oh,
Superman movies and 2 bad Superman movies.
And I'm not saying like the first or second half of the Batman Forever, was it?
Returns?
Yeah.
Batman Returns, sorry. I'm not saying the first or second half of Batman Returns was better. I'm just saying
It's half a good
Batman
it's half a good movie.
Batman Returns is half Batman movie, half horror. Danny DeVito is just a monster in that.
Danny DeVito.
Danny
He's like
a
eating the
monster
fish.
in
He's got
everything
blood
he
down
does.
his face.
I just want to be pure.
He's incredible. I love
Hey guys,
Danny DeVito.
I'm doing a Cheetah Man thing. You want to roll with that?
Oh, Danny DeVito.
Has anyone seen the newest episode of Always Sunny?
No.
No, I'm only.
Matt comes out as gay.
Is he actually gay?
Yeah, they confirm it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, okay.
They do a legal thing. He's like, so, Mr. McDonald, if you can sign here and say that you are a homosexual and he was using a slur, you get the money. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'm gay. So
They're gonna
comes out-
retract
no, he's like, all right, Mac, you proved your point. You can go back in the closet. And he turns, he looks at the camera. He's like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna go back in the closet for a while.
For a while.
And he walks out of there real proud of himself.
Well, that's nice. He's so obviously gay.
But knowing Always Sunny, it's going to turn out he isn't.
Oh yeah.
He's just going to
Yeah.
go around saying he is.
I was just playing it up. It was fine.
And he'll start doing like incredibly inappropriate and outrageous and illegal things, and then saying, "Guys, it's okay. I am gay."
Just throw that out there.
It's
It's Danny DeVito.
it's it's Danny DeVito as a bee.
Vito.
Anyway.
Danny DeVito as a bee.
All right.
Do you like jazz?
You like jazz?
X1?
You like jazz? Hey, do you like jazz?
Apart from Hugh Jackman, who's doing well at X1? I mean, Patrick Stewart and
Ian McKellen.
Patrick
Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
I like
It's
the girl who,
given they're great at everything.
Yeah, I
the
don't.
girl
think
who plays Rogue. I forget her name.
Oh,
I don't like her that
True
much.
Blood. What's her face?
I can't remember the name.
Ellen Page plays Kitty Pryde, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's not in the first one.
Isn't she?
She's in the third one.
No, she only comes in the third one.
She's in the third one, and
Ellen
apropos
Page,
of nothing in Days of Future Past.
Ellen Page, I love you. Please listen to the podcast.
Oh, sorry, man, she's gay. Sorry.
Are you assuming my gender, John?
The funny thing is, you know how they were making comparisons to Ellie from The Last of Us and Ellen Page?
Oh, yeah, always.
The day they came out.
Yeah, the day that the Left Behind DLC for Last of Us came out, which reveals that Ellie is gay, the day that DLC came out, so did Ellen Page.
Which came out first, though? Did Ellen Page come out and The Last of Us guys were like, we're going to release the DLC 2 weeks from now, but fuck it, let's go for it, guys.
No. Same time.
Oh, that's even
Same
better.
time.
They definitely coordinated that.
Yeah, they're planning that. The guys at Naughty Dog were like, Ellen, we're coordinating this. It's gonna be all over the news.
Because when they eventually do make a movie adaptation, like, you know who they're going to call first then.
Maisie Williams.
Yeah, but anyway,
It's gonna be Maisie Williams.
Oh, no.
Kitty's played by two different actresses in the first two movies.
Anyway, back to the first movie.
What would we give it?
How shit are the costumes?
They're
fucking
litter
fine.
fetishes of your favorite.
Like, you
actors.
just don't have to. You just can kind of ignore them. It's all dark at the end.
They're throughout the franchise.
I would rather them would be in jeans and a t-shirt, because I feel like you do better superhero work in those.
In fairness, they do reference it in the movie. Like, what do they say? It's
Yeah, but
like,
that feels
like
better
you
than
actually
yellow
go
span.
outside
Yeah,
and do things. It
that's-
goes, what would you prefer? Yellow span?
yeah, that's at least
See,
something.
they think that's
You're so
They think that's a way to
self-referential.
go. But that's more of a backhanded compliment. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, what, would you rather yellow spandex, you fucking
Yeah,
nerd?
it is. Yeah, and then in first class, when they do bring them in,
nerd.
when they all are yellow in first class, then and it does look really good.
Yeah.
So you're like, why didn't they just do this before?
They were scared of looking nerdy because they were still untested. They wanted to appeal to the wider masses so people would go see it and they'd make money.
Yeah, so make it
Well,
look
work,
more
I
like
guess.
the Matrix than Batman and Robin, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because people liked the first Matrix.
I think it was kind of overrated. Like, I thought it was good.
Oh my god, yes it is. The Matrix is not as good as people think it is.
Yeah.
The first one's
the red pill, John.
the first one's
Take the
It's
red
good,
This
but
is
like, I was
ecstasy.
like,
You're offering me an ecstasy tablet.
It's either ecstasy or Viagra, John. You get one.
I'm taking both.
I wasn't overwhelmed by the first Matrix. Actually,
He's going to be more rapey than Jared Leto Joker.
did I tell you I tweeted Max Landis on Twitter?
Did he tweet back?
Yeah, he actually did. He
Holy shit.
I know, he like quoted it.
Oh my god, guys, he's interacted with our king.
You know,
Guys.
No, I'm just kidding.
no, I
Max
just
Landis
asked like,
doesn't
I
edit
just
his game.
after as soon as I finished the
God.
Matrix, I just asked him like,
What's it
should I
get
watch
when
the sequels or are they just terrible? And he said, do not at all costs watch the sequel to the Matrix. So I respected Max Landis.
We've got a connection to Max Landis.
I think it's
My Twitter name is actually Lax Mandis because I thought that would be the best to attract his
hey,
attention.
to be fair,
Speaking of Twitter, everybody, you're listening to the podcast, follow us on
We
Twitter.
have a
Oh, yeah.
Twitter.
At Unproductive Nerds.
But no,
At
it's-
John's a
it's
dickhead.
Actually, it's
Oh,
unproductive
you mean
end.
John's a
Since I actually
dickhead.
couldn't fit nerds, so I'm sorry.
so it's
At unproductive end. So capital N.
unproductive N.
Here,
Oh, look at them those unproductive ends over there.
Wow, we
don't
really
say it like that.
we cannot get away from racism today, can we?
If they
Wow,
listen,
Jack,
if they
thanks.
listen 52 minutes in, they're already our biggest fans. So
Yeah.
they probably follow
If any
us
of the
already.
4 listeners have made it 52 minutes in, I commend you.
I think
Go
it's-
to my house and beat my mother.
I'm going to be
Come on
honest.
to our-
At this point, there's maybe 2 listeners. One of them is me, and the other is Luke Murphy. Thanks, Luke.
Does Luke
What
listen
is
to
it?
it?
Yeah,
That's
Yes,
so
he does.
good. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
I'll
Luke,
be honest,
Luke, I love you.
Into our own podcast.
To be honest, I don't know if Luke actually listens to it. I just know he likes it.
Maybe just be polite.
Yeah, I'd say he is.
Luke's a great guy.
Alright, X-Men 2. Let's
Luke,
keep moving.
Luke, we haven't talked to you
Oh,
too
yeah,
long. You're a
so-
cool guy.
Luke, I don't know.
No, wait.
Luke,
Before
come
we
on the
move
podcast.
Before
please.
we move to X-Men 2, sorry, there's, you know, the scene in in Liberty where Magneto comes along and straps them all to the walls using metal and shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
This is one of my problems with the X-Men. Go on, I'll tell you.
yeah, no, and then Wolverine breaks free and he gets the visor off because Sabretooth had took the visor off Scott, and then he goes Jean, catch or whatever, Why couldn't Jean just take off the metal in the first place? That's
That, yeah.
She's kind of weak in the first one, I think. But,
Well, because
yeah.
of all the self-imposed restrictions on her.
No, hear me out. This is a big problem I have with the X-Men. Their main villain is Magneto. We all agree with that?
Yeah.
Magneto is the main X-Men villain.
Yeah.
Why would 50% of your team be made of metal if you're fighting a man who controls metal?
Because
A
it's a
Colossus.
comic book.
Let's send the guy
Wolverine.
whose bones are made of metal to fight the metal guy.
Wait, Scott. So your one thing is you can shoot lasers, but if you got your metal visor off, you can't control those. Yeah, that's my one thing. Whoop. Lasers, everyone,
And
everyone's
Magneto dies.
dead. Keeps the metal and blocks himself.
Sorry, let me just...
Technically, they're not lasers. They're concussive beams.
Why are they
Meryl
red?
can't decide
They're
which
red.
one it is.
They're red concussive beams.
Yeah, it's weird. They keep saying, "Oh, they're not actually lasers. He's just pushing stuff
Yeah,
really
it's
hard."
like
Yeah, but then
all
he's
the
melting
gas.
them.
Yeah, then he keeps melting things and setting things on fire, and it's like, make up
You
your
see,
mind.
sorry, I have
know
to
what?
endure Origins for this podcast.
I did
am
not.
I am hurt and scarred deeply. But in that, Scott Summers burns things like
Is he in
advice.
Origin?
He's in
Yeah.
Origin.
For some reason.
For some reason.
I thought it was just
So is
Wolverine in a
Emma
way.
Frost.
Hey,
Yeah, that.
And a female version of Silver Fox.
The weird thing is, they never actually say it's
Never
Emma
say
Frost.
it's Emma Frost.
They just say it's a blonde woman who can turn into Diamond,
Diamond.
and then a different blonde woman who can turn into Diamond shows up. But
Blonde woman in diamonds.
I think at this point,
diamond boobs.
At this point, they had actually just said Origins didn't happen.
Oh,
We
no, they
talk
haven't.
about all those low
We'll get
budget
to
heroes
Origins in
in
a minute.
Origin, like Deadpool. Oh boy.
We'll get to that.
Oh,
We'll get to that. Let's work the way up. Work the way up.
I'm sorry.
X-Men Origins Wolverine, where Will.I.Am is a teleporting hitman, and it's the best thing in the world.
We gotta work ourselves up to that. But
Okay,
first,
well,
what happens to a toad when it's hit by concussive beams?
The same thing that happens to everything else.
What do we give the first X-Men out of 10? 10
The same thing I've given to everything else.
I'll give it a
6 out of 10.
7.
6, I'd say.
Yeah, we're giving it a 6. First
Yeah,
X-Men, you're getting a
that's what
6.
it-
Killian, you don't get a vote.
Yeah, fuck off, Billy, you do here.
You guys.
Go and make me a coffee.
Okay.
You're not getting paid for this.
X2.
Don't get paid, Jack.
I get paid.
I would
Me and
give.
John get paid somehow.
I would,
Fuck.
Hashtag pay for Logan.
How many views do we need to or listens do we need to like?
We're being sponsored by giraffes again, remember?
No, we're not.
They're gonna get you.
I thought we were being sponsored by the Logan movie. 20th Century Fox.
wish.
We're being paid by Marvel, but because it's 20th Century Fox Marvel, we only have to give good reviews half the time. With the Marvel movies, we give good reviews all the time. With
Yeah.
Fox, we only have to give it half the time.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
how will they pay us?
Next
But,
one, X2.
I would
My
give it-
personal favorite of the trilogy.
I would give it a 7 out of 10, and the extra 1 comes from the opening scene.
That opening scene is...
What's the opening scene again? I have not seen it.
It's Nightcrawler in the White House, and he's just killing all the He's killing all the Secret Service personnel with a knife, and he's just teleporting around. He catches the knife with his tail,
And
stabs
he's
the
like
guy.
throwing him
That's
everywhere with
yeah.
his tail.
He's just it's so cool.
It's just an amazing scene.
Hey, it's not as good as Age of Apocalypse, where he's just in a cage fight.
He's just in a cage fight against a guy who can fly.
Cool.
Also,
Nah.
I thought Angel was a teenager in X3, which did happen.
He was, yeah.
No, I
Days
don't
of
think
Future-
is he a teenager? He just looks like in his 20s.
20s,
He must
yeah.
be young anyway.
But Days of
he's
Future,
like 18.
Days of Future Past confirmed that X3 happened in the current timeline, and yes, no, actually, what
It didn't happen because Jean Grey is back.
There's no point. There's no point in trying to actually. Well, no, it's
Let's
the
try and
same time.
sort out the X-Men timeline.
X2, what's great about X2? We got Nightcrawler.
That's it.
Hey,
Mystique.
Fire Guy's real good.
Mystique got kind of more developed.
Pyro's the best.
Yeah, the guy who plays Pyro is actually pretty good, and the guy who plays Iceman just seems sad all the time.
I can't remember, but
I love the scene where they come out of the house and it turns out Iceman's parents have called the police on them.
And he just starts fireballing them, and he starts blowing a police car.
Sir,
That's
put down those knives. He's like,
I can't.
what do you mean?
Oh yeah. Oh no! And then he just starts flinging fire. It's like the bit in the first film
Like
where
it's like,
Magneto.
you know all those dangerous mutants
Oh,
here
hang
on the
on.
TV? It goes like, well, I'm the worst one. You're like, dude.
You're a fire guy.
Actually, Magneto's way worse than you. Actually,
Yeah.
most of them are way worse than you.
Yeah.
Have you even seen the Juggernaut? Fuck, that guy's big.
We'll get on to him in a minute.
But X2 is probably one of the better ones.
It is.
It's fine.
It's a
Yeah.
solid movie. It holds together well.
And I mean, despite the fact
And I
that.
like Brian Cox's Striker.
Despite the fact that he's meant to be a 90-year-old man, according to the rest of the movies, Brian Cox's Stryker is good.
or else he's a Mystique. Either one.
He's sometimes a Mystique.
Sometimes he's a Mystique, but in the next movie, he's not a Mystique again.
But, sorry, it's Brian Cox playing... Who played Mystique in the original 3?
Rebecca
Oh, Rebecca
Romano?
I know.
Romani
She was the
or
mom
something?
in no.
like-
Who's the mom in To Take a Move? That's Jean Grey, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
The
right.
mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a really
that's
weird name.
Famke something.
Yeah.
She's a weird name. I
Yeah,
don't
it's like
remember.
Famke something anyway.
Rebecca.
Is she the one from the Underworld
Yeah,
movies?
it's
No?
Rebecca
can't-
like Romano.
Dark hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Alright, anyway, what do we give X2?
I give it a 7.
7.
7.
Hang on. I hadn't finished. No.
You're already outvoted.
Yeah, we've already outvoted. You're
gonna vote, Rhiannon.
Shut up.
If we're being racist, then it might as well be sex. So we're gonna vote.
You know, in X1 when Mystique turns into Storm,
Yeah.
and he can smell it's Mystique and stabs her.
Yeah.
She turns into Jean in X2, goes into Wolverine's tent. You know, they kind of start getting it on.
Yeah, they do.
Only realizes it's Mystique when he spots the 3 scars on her stomach. You're like,
he knew.
Also,
He was just waiting until they got to that point.
He had a cold, obviously.
He was just waiting until they got to that point in the conversation, until he went, okay, let's stop now.
but also,
I'm not a Wolverine expert.
She turns to him and says, "What do you really want?" And she turns into Stryker. And
At which point he goes, this! This is what I've always wanted.
I sat there and said, there has to be like some kinky fan fiction about this, you know.
I just realized my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I might be remembering this wrong, but does Mystique beat up a guard and shove metal up his ass? Or
She injects blood into his. Metal into his bloodstream.
Yeah.
But does Magneto pull out his ass?
No, he pulls out his blood. Like,
It's
Too much.
funnier.
Is that the one? Too much iron in your.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm not a picture coming out of
That still seems like bullshit to me.
It was cool.
It's a cool scene.
Yeah, it is
He
cool.
breaks out of prison using 3 metal balls.
To be honest, I
Oh,
think
thank God, I was so sick of chess.
I feel like that much. I mean, like, there's enough iron in the human body to produce like a 3-inch long nail or something. But I feel like injecting that much iron into a person's blood would probably cause some health problems.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
the X-Men universe. Nobody's healthy.
Can I please just ask Wolverine? Like, I'm not a big Wolverine expert, but he has claws. He can heal.
Yes.
How did what's up with his sniffing?
He can super sense.
He has super
real
senses
strong.
as well.
He's just
real good.
He's just
His
vague.
original mutation is healing factor, bone claws, and super senses.
Yeah.
He's just
Okay.
vaguely animalist.
Yeah.
In the original version of Wolverine, he was supposed to be an actual Wolverine that had mutated into a human being.
Do you know what
No,
pisses
that's
me
not
off? When they use fucking wolf imagery around fucking Wolverine.
But a Wolverine is a real
Wolverine
animal.
isn't a wolf!
A Wolverine is an actual animal, and it's
I
like a
know
weird
we have
badger.
It's not as. He was originally going to be called a badger. He's not as cool as a wolf, though. Let's be honest. Wolves are pretty cool.
Wolves are
pretty
cool.
Wolves are
No,
cool.
because
What
in
would we give wolves out
X2
of
he's
10?
walking...
I give
No.
wolves a 10 out of 10.
They're not as good as our sponsors, giraffes, but still.
At the start of X2, he's walking around on Alkali Lakes, and he goes to find some ruins, and you know what? There's a wolf walking around the ruins. And I just go, oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a hunter.
very subtle.
He's a hunter.
Yeah.
Back to my thing of bits I just remembered that I really liked. How good is that scene? And it paves the way for Logan next week, where Wolverine just rips the guy apart in the X-Mansion. When he's trying to get the kids out of there. He's like, this is what I do best.
When he
Just
jumps,
blow it
the bit
into
where
him.
he jumps while screaming and full on double impales that guy, and then just sort of keeps going, and the 10-year-old child is just going, what the fuck?
It's so fucking
It
cool.
scares children.
Colossus is like, come up to me, children, and get down to it. And Wolverine just cut motherfuckers off.
In that version, they made Colossus American.
He made him American.
Yeah, he didn't have a Russian accent.
He's just called Pete.
He's just his name's Pete Smith.
It's so
All American Colossus.
He's just ripping.
I'm really
motherfuckers
looking
apart.
forward to that bit in Logan where he's wearing the white vest that he had in X3 and he's cutting through motherfuckers in the forest. Except they can use blood now, so
yeah.
it's current. It's like
I'd watch 2 hours of him just cutting motherfuckers apart.
like clearly that scene is meant to be a callback to that bit in X3 when he's in the forest, but now it's regular guys, not mutants, and he can just fucking cut people up. And there's blood everywhere, and it looks really cool. Like he slits a guy's throat while running and keeps going.
Also, I know we kind of left from this, but again, going on to Origins, you know, this bullshit story, like his wife...
Back to Origins.
We got to X3.
We're jumping
X3 got screwed.
X3.
Cuckoo Cachoo, the great god Cuckoo Cachoo, who wanted to fuck the moon. I'm also lying to you.
It's like Gil Powell his name, and I'm like, it's a Wolverine, not a fucking wolf.
No, it's Cuckoo Cachoo, the wolf.
It's like the way
X3 has the greatest line in any X-Men film, which is, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Alright, that's all. Hold
Do you know who I am?
Let's all calm down. I don't think that's better than do you know what happens to a toad when it's hit by lightning?
yeah.
First off,
Everything that happens to
what are we
everything else.
What are we giving X3, so? Before we start,
No, we talk and then vote.
7 out of 10.
X2 7. So we've gone 6, 7, and now we're on to X3. We'll
Talk about it and then vote, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to
X3, I watched X3.
straight out the bat, can I just say, I give X3 a 9 out of 10. I have to take one off because I thought the ending was a bit weak, but Vinnie Jones, so it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
No, I was the one that rewatched...
Nice helmet. Keeps me head pretty.
I was the one that rewatched X3 as well. I watched all kind of the older films up as far as First Class. Killian was supposed to watch the rest.
He just didn't.
Fuck you, Killian.
You want to be a regular around here, Killian? You don't.
I had already watched them, so I was like...
No, but
I was busy.
Oh, he was busy.
See, here's the thing.
Social life over here.
Here's the thing. I remember X3 being worse. I watched it.
Great parts in there.
Yeah, I know. There's actually some great parts in there. But I was watching it.
Pretty terrible
and it was
parts too.
I somehow remember watching this and it being worse. Like it's like, granted, it's not a great movie, but it's not entirely
I've
shit.
rated that shade.
Although, fuck you, Brett Ratner. I fucking hate you.
Oh, wow.
You know what, that movie...
Of course, Brett Ratner doesn't listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
so we don't have to worry about him.
Fuck you, Brett Ratner. And you too, Lemony Snicket, you cunt.
Whoa! No. Sorry, Daniel Handler, we all love you.
Yeah, you're 3 million, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, let me go back to what I was saying. Shaving scene. That's an amazing opening, where he's ashamed to be a mutant, so he's cutting off his wings. Angels are...
Oh my god,
that's
incredible.
Dark. I fucking love
When
that
he's cutting
scene.
off the wings and there's blood everywhere, it's so... It has like, it's self-harm imagery.
Yeah.
That's really
but
good.
But it's really well
The
done.
blood hitting the sink. And you're like, what the fuck? And you see the feathers hitting, you're like,
Yeah, see,
And then the bit when he finally comes out of the closet and he lets the wings free and he
I
just
mean, okay, we get it, but still, that's good.
Yeah.
Like there are some good scenes.
The bridge lift is
the
fun
bridge
as
lift
shit.
is pretty fun.
When he lifts the entire Golden Gate Bridge and moves it so his guys have something to walk over.
And I know we don't like I know they butchered the Dark Phoenix saga, but we're in the Dark Phoenix just disintegrating everything around our
You know
world.
what did the, do you know who did the Dark Phoenix saga really well?
The
90s
animated
cartoon.
The 90s
Yeah.
cartoon.
The 90s cartoon. And also, a great bit from X3 is the bit where Wolverine is fighting that guy who can regenerate his limbs. And he cuts his arm off, cuts his arm off, cuts his arm off, cuts his arm off, kicks him in the nuts and goes, grow those back. But surely he'd be able to. I mean, if he can grow back anything, surely his balls would be fine.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Now, here's the real question. Can he grow anything back? Can he regenerate anything? Or is it just growing back things he's lost?
What if he's cut in half? If he's cut directly down the middle, do both sides grow back? Or does one just
Can
side?
he regenerate brain damage?
If he cut his head off.
If you crush something, does it regenerate, or
This
does
is
it need
too
to be
much thought for a throwaway character?
does it need to be
grow up?
detached before it can grow back? Getting kicked in the nuts, would
There
they
are
grow back?
so many like
just
really
cut them off and-
obscure.
Oh Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
Do you know, like, the X-Men that helped
All the-
Magneto out? One of them is supposed to be Calypso, which is...
Yeah.
Calypso who?
They just make her super fast.
They
Though.
just make her super fast, though. She's always had, like, an eye patch and weird tentacle arms, and yeah.
Hey, did you
Once
know
again,
that?
mutants suck, so don't...
Did you know that Jubilee was an X3?
She's in X-Men 1, yeah.
Jubilee's in all the X-Men, but we just don't
No
see
one
it that
says
much.
her name.
She's in like a classroom, like at the back. But yeah.
I think it'd be funny if just every movie they give somebody else the yellow jacket and like the short shorts. I
Who
mean,
likes short shorts?
you see, you don't notice
Jubilee
it in First Class, but actually Wolverine's in the short shorts and the yellow jacket.
And he's got the big pink sunglasses.
Actually,
And he keeps going, oh man!
There's a real graphic scene in Old Man Logan where, if anybody hasn't read it, spoilers, going to spoil it. But Wolverine kills all the X-Men.
And Bruce Banner fucks his cousin.
And he fucks his cousin. That's not the point I was making.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
And then he has a bunch of inbred Hulk children.
I hate the line he says there, though. He's like, why wouldn't I fuck my cousin? Who else could have taken the pounding?
No, that's not the line.
That is the fucking line.
That is not the line. He just says something along the lines
I
of...
swear that's the line.
It's meant to be something about, like, genetic purity because the gamma radiation has gotten to his brain.
I read
and
the
he's
line
gone
last
crazy.
night. I would not... I get
Well,
it up here.
Is he like Hulk? Just normal.
You're dyslexic, so you read it wrong. That's definitely not...
That is totally the line.
John, that
swear
is
to God-
so mean.
One, crossing a line. Two, that's the line. He says something along like, who else would take a pounding like that?
That is not the line.
I swear to God. John, were you right about Granny Goodness? No, you weren't. So, I'm going to go 2 for 2 on this. Anyway, X3. How good is that fight at the end? I really like the fight.
X3?
That final fight's real fun.
I guess.
She's running through the walls, the Juggernauts come
Yeah,
out.
the Juggernaut Kitty Pride sequence was
Even
pretty
Wolverine
good.
just like taking out random mutants.
We got the cool guys like
And then
the
you got the
Spiker guy
Pyro
going,
and-
yeah.
And they
Like,
kill off that dickhead Scott
Iceman.
Summers who...
Did he die?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
heads
dies.
up here, he
He dies
never
on
liked
screen.
Scott Summers.
He's a whiny bitch. I've never liked him.
Listeners, you can't see the room, but nobody has put their hands on him.
I thought he was fine.
He's a dickhead. Oh, look at me, I've got laser eyes, I'm going to kill Professor X. What a dickhead.
He
That
killed
doesn't
Professor
It
happen.
X.
happens in the comics.
Doesn't happen in the...
Happens in
Avengers
Avengers
versus
vs. X-Men.
Scott Summers is just like, Captain America's like, yeah, the Phoenix is coming back, we're going to need to take her in for a bit of testing.
No, but he-
Laser to the face!
No, but he kills him under the influence of the Phoenix Force.
Okay,
Yeah, but he doesn't blast Captain America under the Phoenix Force, he's just being a
That's
dickhead.
So Jack, which of us was right? Here's the actual quote. A lot of folks say that I went mad, that the radiation sickness did something to my brain. But who else was I gonna mate with besides my first cousin? There's nothing in there about...
The line comes up later, I'm certain
There
that
is
line comes up.
nothing about giving poundings of
I'll
any
throw it
sort.
up on it. I'll throw it up on
Or
Twitter if I
otherwise.
find it.
That was just Jack's imagination.
You just made that up. You just made that up in your head.
There's a scene where they visit a brothel, though.
There is a bit where Bruce Banner rips a cow in half, but there is no bit.
No, you're wrong. Bruce Banner doesn't rip the cow in half. Logan rips the cow in half.
Oh, my apologies. You're right.
Ha!
Logan rips the cow. in
I've got
half.
the moral high ground here. You don't even know you're
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think you have the moral high ground in any situation because you convinced yourself there's a bit about pounding when there was no bit about pounding.
Well, there is the part where they're in a whorehouse and the Banner boys get up and zip their pants up, look to the prostitutes and look to the pimp, and are like, "Oh yeah, thanks for all the good times. We're good now. Oh yeah, when the women wake back up, when the women get consciousness back into them, tell them they did a good job as well."
That might have just been a rape reference.
Yeah, no, your one says it. She's like, "Tell your father Banner how good we did this time. Maybe he'll knock a bit off the rent next time."
Yeah, because Bruce Banner controls that whole area because
is-
it's weird Mad Max rules.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Back to
X3.
back to X3, which 9 out of 10. Love Vinnie Jones.
a solid 4 out of 10.
4 out
I
of
give it a
10.
4, yeah.
Also, I've seen it somewhere and I can't remember who made the joke, but if I ever go to San Francisco and the bridge is actually there, the Golden Gate Bridge exists, I'll be very surprised. It's been destroyed in so many movies. The Godzilla Pacific Rim.
Also, who builds a lab on Alcatraz Island?
That's, well, I mean,
If you want to be melodramatic,
at the moment it's just a tourist
those
attraction.
dirty muties wouldn't get out that way. Fucking mutants.
okay, that's X-Men Origins.
X-Men
I wanna
Origins,
talk about this.
the one
Come
that
on. Ooh.
killed me.
But
I am giving it a 5 out of 10 because Liev Schreiber was a really good Sabretooth.
I agree, 5 out of 10. Lee Schreiber and that opening sequence.
Was Liev
are
Schreiber
amazing.
or Sabretooth in the first
Sorry,
one?
can we just have a movie?
Okay, sorry, somebody jumped in there.
It was our landlord. We're
We're getting kicked out.
Unless you pay for our Logan tickets, hashtag pay for Logan.
Hashtag pay for Logan.
Hashtag pay for Logan.
Do it.
Alright, so X-Men Origins. Fuck, that opening scene's great.
Could we just have a movie based on that opening scene?
Yeah, just Logan in Vietnam.
Yeah, why don't,
Fighting all the wars too.
that's
so
what I've
yeah.
always said. I just want a Wolverine and Sabretooth at war movie. I want a bit where they're storming the beaches of Normandy, and it's like that bit in Saving Private Ryan where the whole boat gets machine gunned and they all go down, but then Wolverine and Sabretooth get back up again and then charge up the beaches and start taking down machine gun nests. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want that montage scene from Captain America, except it's just Sabretooth and Wolverine, and the entire movie is that, and it ends with them getting shot by the firing squad in Bolivia.
I'm pretty sure that's just what Wonder Woman is, but with less jokes.
Wonder Woman is just going to be in World War One, and it's
It's
just
just going
going
to be Captain
Captain
America,
America with
except
Thor.
It's Captain America, but the main character is Thor, and Peggy Carter is a man now.
Let's not preemptively hit on Wonder Woman. It could be good.
It's going to be
theoretically.
terrible. It's
Theoretically.
an abusive relation, Killian.
The word
Every time we get close, every time
I
we
have
say we
hope.
go back,
I like
they beat
It'll
us.
work out this time.
I like Gal Gadot's.
Gal
Gadot.
Gadot. Gal Gadot.
Like gatto, like a gatto cake.
I'm going to call it Gal Gadot.
Galligan.
I like Gal Gadot as Wonder
Gail.
Woman. I like Jason Momoa.
I can't tell because she did. I can't tell if she's acting or not when she was on screen.
But no, she
I
was
like-
good. I thought she was good.
I like Jason Momoa's Aquaman. I like
Once
Ben-
again, 4 seconds in the film. He's
I-
great in real life.
I like I'm just basing this off the trailer.
Really?
I like Benji Affleck as Batman.
Too killy. We've gone away from X-Men, by the way.
I like Ezra Miller's Flash, and
I just like Ezra Miller. He's just
Yeah,
a great
Ezra
guy.
Miller.
Right off Ezra Miller.
it's just
my
that the movies are all poorly written.
Fanboy.
You and your fucking
Flash
look
TV
at me,
show
I'm a sad
fanboy.
Potter boy. Oh no, and my bowl haircut. I didn't like him in Fantastic Beasts.
He has
to
a
be
bad haircut, yeah. Oh.
honest. Anyway, sorry. Back to
Ezra
X-Men.
Miller, get a haircut, you nerd.
Fight me, Ezra Miller.
Get your perks of being a wallflower haircut. That was beautiful.
Anyway, back to X-Men Origins.
What was that?
How shit was Deadpool in that? How terrible was Deadpool in that?
Oh, yeah, go on.
No,
I didn't realize-
Deadpool was good. It's just the Barakapool sucked. Like, Ryan Reynolds was great in his very short scene.
I like his line about the katanas. I'll give you that. He's like, it's like...
That's his only line.
Yeah.
He gets one line in the movie.
Well, no.
But how great is the fight?
Isn't Gambit in there?
It was only a few years back that I realised that was actually Deadpool. And I watched it, and they straight up say, the Deadpool. And I was like... How the fuck did I miss that?
Actually, if you watch any of the behind the scenes stuff, they're very proud of how they did the diamonds around the eyes. They're like, just like in the comic book, guys, with diamonds around them.
Magic eyeshadow.
I like the idea that, our running thing, that everybody running these movies is just doing a lot of cocaine and pitching ideas.
Yeah, they just
go, Mortal Kombat!
Magic eyeshadow.
And then they just sing the Mortal Kombat theme song for 15 hours before they pass out from exhaustion.
I'd watch that.
Mortal Kombat!
Something like that. You wonder why we got X-Men Apocalypse.
And then well...
Let's not open that.
I'm gonna
now we've done...
I think they just
So, back to Origins.
They watched Star Wars Episode 7, saw Oscar Isaac, did a huge line, and just like, make him blue! And
we'll fucking Avatar the shit out of it. Should we make him taller? So, nah, he's tall enough. What is he, 6 foot? He's like 5'2". He's good enough.
Should we at least have him do a deeper voice? No, just keep your normal
voice. And they're like, Angel, go... Fuck yes!
Hey, and then the one guy in the corner who's on Xanax just went, hey guys, I thought we already did Angel.
Do we give him metal wings?
Do
Archangel.
Do I work here? Can you guys help me get home?
Am I Angel? He jumps out the window, exiting the Fox lot. Back to Origins. How bad are those claws?
Oh, they're so
worse
bad.
than the first movie.
What
Somehow.
just plastic claws would have done. That's better than nothing.
Now, Origins was written by a bunch of guys on Ritalin.
Fair.
Yeah.
So they were just staring blankly at a wall, and occasionally one of them would go, diamonds around the eyes. Just completely zoned out. Leave Schreiber? Sure.
You talking to me, bub? Did you call me a blob? That's a great line. Write it down. Right now. Write that down.
Hey guys, you know who's a good actor right now? Will I Am.
Yeah.
You mean William? Nah.
What mutant show we get?
Wait.
Agent
Isn't Eve Schreiber in the first X-Men?
Does somebody...
No.
You know who's
Is he
real
only
great?
in Origins?
Taylor Kitsch. What's he doing?
In everything he's in.
Let's make him a Gambit. He's a bloody Gambit.
They want a Gambit.
Gambit.
Let's give him a
Who the fuck is Taylor
Gambit.
Kitsch?
He's the guy from...
Who the fuck is Gambit?
You mean Gimbit?
That's a Gambit, yes.
It's hey guys, it's me Gambit. Okay, bye.
Yeah, he's in it, is he?
Yeah, for a whole
For a
4
very
seconds.
short time, and then
The Raging Cajun who's just doing cards. He's playing cards.
And then he shows up again
I'm sorry.
out of nowhere at the end just to smash that big collapsing tower.
Yeah.
He just teleports out of nowhere.
That shot's real cool.
It is a cool shot.
Also, he seems pretty cool with letting all those children go off with a single old guy.
Don't worry, children, I'm an old Catholic man. Away! Let's go to my secret school where you're not allowed to tell people what's happening. Wink, wink. Charles Xavier, man.
I'm going to bring you to my manor house and we can all have sleepovers together and I'll teach you so much.
Just like me and the old boys did in the good old days. We put on bright suits and prance around the place.
Nah.
Good times.
Good
Anyway,
times.
Also, Scott's
we could talk. We could
As
go.
it turns out, you know that movie Shame? Yeah, that was actually
Is that when Michael...
Fassbender. It was actually Magneto. Shame is just about Magneto and his crippling sex addiction.
I mean, the only thing with Charles Xavier, he's both the least and most effective pedophile. Because if he's trying to come
Hang
out...
on. Let's just all take a moment to process.
Let's just stop at
just
cliffhanger there.
Yeah.
Explanation.
You know, the thing about Charles Xavier is he's simultaneously the least and most effective pedophile.
Because if he's coming after you,
Okay.
you just go up a flight of stairs and you're away. But he can also get inside your mind.
He pulls a Dalek and just starts hovering.
He just goes, elevate, and just starts hovering. No one ever noticed, but his electric wheelchair has an up function.
Well, the idea is, look, in your mind, he's flying. but he's actually just controlling 4 people to lift him up the chairs and just blanking them out of your mind. So it's a lot more intimidating than it actually is.
It's weird, but he keeps wobbling as he's flying. Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord.
I love how Beast can build a cure, but he can't make a wheelchair ramp, for fuck's sake, Beast.
Yeah,
blue hair.
Oh yes, my favourite thing about Days of Future Past. Here, I created this cure that takes away your mind powers, but fixes your broken spine.
Oh yeah, that makes so little sense.
I mean, I think if someone offered that to Stephen Hawking, like, here, Stephen, here's this heroin substitute that will completely cure your motor neuron disease, but it'll take some points off your IQ, and then someone would come along and say, hey, Stephen, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong. You shouldn't be taking this. You should stay in the wheelchair.
And it was the worst because, like,
back to the wheelchair.
For fuck's sake, Jack.
you just pissed off Stephen Hawking.
Avid listener of the show, Stephen Hawking.
Well, what else does he have to be doing?
Oh, come on. I would say
Killian.
No, I've got the bad joke. I would say we give Stephen Hawking a standing applause, but that would be 2 things he can't do.
Jack, fuck's sake!
I didn't think that was that good until you actually said the second.
I really hope no one's still listening by this point.
Yeah, we've
literally
We've
everyone.
offended
Women, children, my
Lemony
mother.
Snicket.
Lemony Snicket.
No, Lemony Snicket's already against us. Jack made sure of
We
that.
burned that bridge.
That means we're not going to be in season 2 of a series of unfortunate events, which is sad because I wanted to meet Neil Patrick Harris.
If you want to meet Neil Patrick Harris, just go to like a park or something. He shows up. All you have to go is go to a public park, say his name 3 times, and then say, Dr. Horrible was pretty good, and he'll appear.
No, you just say,
He'll
like,
just step out from behind a tree, like, did somebody say Dr. Horrible?
Oh
And
no,
then he'll
I'll
start
never pull off the suit in time. He comes out of the thing with like rows of suits.
Yeah, he comes out dressed as Barney Stinson while singing Everything You Ever from Dr. Horrible's sing-along vlog, and you're like, this is everything I've ever wanted. And then you wake up.
You said the
Yeah, we were on
legend,
X-Men
wait
at
for
some
it,
stage,
dare it,
yeah.
and he comes in to finish it.
Charles Xavier. We went from X-Men to Charles Xavier to Neil Patrick Harris.
He's a great man.
I think that's a fairly logical relation.
Yeah. No, anyway, origins,
Logical
we could go
progression
on
of
for
the time.
years about what's wrong
They
with
blew up
origins.
that pedophile, thank God.
We should probably just vote as we're kind of...
Okay.
Yeah.
One or two more points about X-Men Origins. Fucking Scott Summers, why is he in there? You dickhead.
Is he in that too?
Yeah. The fucking fourth Scott Summers.
Cyclops just keeps showing up when it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Why is he called Cyclops? He doesn't have one eye.
Right in the eye.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's never made sense. We've all just accepted
Because when he
it.
has the visor, it all becomes one continuous.
It's not one eye, it's just glasses.
You know what they should have called him? Gazer beam.
Gazer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what a
I got it. Because he's a homo.
No,
Now we
because
made fun of the homosexual.
No, he's not.
Now we've offended
He's
gay
homo
people.
advances. What do they call it in the movie? Homo evolvus?
What are you
Homo
talking
superior.
I
about?
think they call him something along the lines.
they're not called Homo sapiens.
Homo superior.
Homo superior. He's a homo superior. See, it's
You're a homo superior.
Called Gazer Beam.
But isn't it a weird
You're a
thing?
homo superior call.
Isn't
Gay superior.
Isn't it really weird that in The Incredibles they
We're
made...
talking about the Incredibles next week, please.
Yes, please.
Yes.
They
No,
made,
we're doing Logan and
We're
the rest
doing
of the
Logan.
but
X-Men.
hang on.
Oh, I might not have seen it. Huh?
In The Incredibles, they made parody versions of all these superheroes and gave them way better names than the originals, like Gazerbeam and Frozone. That's way better than Cyclops and Iceman.
Yeah.
What else is bad
Why
about
not?
X3? Sorry, about of Origins. It's terrible CGI. We finally get the backstory that we've all been waiting for. How he got that jacket.
Yes.
I've been waiting to find out how Wolverine got that leather jacket.
Oh my
Every
God.
time I leave an X-Men movie, I'm like, gee whiz, how did he get
I've
that
always
jacket?
wondered why he rode a motorbike.
Oh my god!
Now I know.
God.
Makes sense now.
Makes all. And where did he get his name Wolverine? Couldn't be from the fact he has sharp claws.
Like Wolverine.
No, it's just a weird Native American story.
Cuckoo got screwed.
Cuckoo Cuckoo got screwed by the moon.
I think you hate it when you get screwed by the moon.
Cuckoo Cuckoo definitely hated it when he got screwed by the moon.
That's just fun to say.
And it came too soon, and he was playing a bassoon.
Well,
Jesus.
they're locking us in. Well, dear audience, what do we give X-Men Origins?
The lights are turning off across town.
I'm gonna give it a -7.
3.
A solid 4.5.
I'm giving it a 3.
Okay.
Well, guys,
Actually, no, sorry, I'm giving it a 5 because of Lee Schreiber.
Alright, next week, guys, we're going to cover the rest of the X-Men movies plus a Logan review if it's out.
Incredibles, we're talking about.
No, we're not talking
a
about
little bit about the Incredibles.
We're just going to talk about The Incredibles the whole time.
It's going to get sidetracked completely.
And Lemony Snicket, if you're listening, you're an asshole.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
Wait, what's the hashtag? Hashtag bias.
Hashtag pay for Logan. Hashtag I hate Lemony Snicket.
Hashtag I love Lemony Snicket. Hashtag I'm ambivalent towards Lemony Snicket.
Hashtag I'm indifferent. Hashtag pay for Logan.
Pay for Logan.
Thank you.
This episode has been sponsored by giraffes.
And pay for
They're
Logan.
out there. Fear them. Good night, everyone.
And pay for Logan.